One. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Australian Masters, or welcome to the Australian Masters. We haven't started yet, Dylan. You can't be welcoming back people, as we're about to get started with our Women's Opens doubles gold medal. And we're about to get underway. Closest to camera, we have the combination of McDonough and Brown, and they are taking on McMillan and Bailey. And sitting in the booth alongside me is none other than Jeanette Ward. Jay, it's lovely to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Dylan. This is exciting.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game and a great tournament in general. I think the Masters space here in Australia is booming. I've obviously just come back from New Zealand, and their Masters space is just crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always nice to get behind our Masters players as we have this amazing event on display for us this weekend.
Just for the viewers at home, we've got a little bit of a twist with the Australian Masters this year, don't we, Dylan?
Yeah, with the 40 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as a 102, we typically have a like a Pan Pacs or Australian Seniors events where you will have, what is it, 55, 50 plus?
50, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so Tony Sarton, the tournament director behind Australian Masters, did start it as a 40 plus event, and I think it's been an absolute hit. Over 300 players for this tournament here at Beenleigh Tennis.
Oof. Yeah, I think it's a really clever addition or a clever twist. Just adds more players, more variety, and of course, a different skill level.
Yeah, I agree. It's currently 3-0-2. Our referee for this game, none other than Mark Taylor, who I believe is head ref for this tournament, Jay.
He is indeed. Yes, that's right. Speaking of skill level, look at these ladies go. Ooh. Now, interesting enough, Dylan, I was privy to watch the round robin of this Open ladies, and McDonough and Brown went through as the third seed in the semis,
Yep.
and Bailey and McMillan went through as fourth, and they both made their way to the gold medal match.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is the beautiful thing about pickleball, right? Like the seeding might have a 1 or a 2 next to your name. It doesn't guarantee a place in the final.
No, that's it. Obviously, Ellen and Lydia are from Brisbane. They play a lot together.
Quite a lot.
Whereas McMillan and Bailey, this is a new combination. And there you go, right down the middle. Solves the riddle.
Yeah, but these two are definitely strong. I think, in general, this is across the board just a good combination of players individually. We've obviously seen these ladies perform at the highest level. Ellen McDonough, obviously a superstar who was in the NPL in the last season, went all the way through with her side, the Caterpillars. I can see Captain Deb Rossi, or former Captain Deb Rossi, on the sidelines watching this match as we speak. 3-1-1.
So the format today, the gold medal match will be 3 sets to 11. Had
3 games.
3 games, sorry, yep.
Yeah, we've got to get rid of that terminology.
Sorry.
That's all right. But, yeah, 3 games to 11, win by 2. Should we get to a third, which we just did have, game 3 in our bronze medal match between Mundy, Teo, Robson and Bolton. And do we know who?
Yeah, Mundy and Teo came out on top after
nice.
3 long sets, yes.
You've done it again.
Oh, I've done it again.
Don't stress, as we've got plenty of games to go ahead. But my goodness, what a start here for the combination of McDonough and Brown, the experienced duo.
There you go. In the round robins, I believe Ellen and Lydia beat Colleen and Sonia 11-3. However, Bailey and McMillan have really picked up their act since then, and they had some great success after that match. So I'm expecting this one to be a bit of a doozy.
Lob is long. Yeah, Sonia Bailey has just been drafted in the MLPA Challenger side for the Sydney Smash. So it's awesome to see her on the courts playing at a high level, played high-level tennis back in the day.
Her improvement over the past year has been phenomenal, Dylan. And I still think she's got some growth to move.
100%, once she learns how to dink. As a person that more or less introduced Sonia to the game of pickleball, I can probably be one of the few people that can criticise her on that. Believe me, I can already expect the message that she's drawing up to me when she reviews this footage later on. But Lydia Brown, my goodness, what a player she is. She's been playing in the Australian pickleball scene for quite some time now, high-level badminton background. and very solid lateral movement, as well as the ball goes up, it'll be put away with ease, just like Ellen McDonough does there.
Yeah, Lydia'd have to be in one of the top 35 plus females for me.
100%.
Her resets are phenomenal. Her strategy is amazing.
There's that open face paddle slap from Brown, goes long.
There's a bit of wind here in Beenleigh this afternoon. I'm not a local, so I'm not quite sure if it'll die down. Typically, does it die down in the afternoon, Dylan?
I think it depends on the day.
Right.
It's quite overcast for our viewers at home. That's a great serve there by Bailey. And the reset's not there, but yeah, quite overcast. We were expecting some rain for viewers at home. 30 plus degrees at the moment, probably in the Celsius. It's gone long. .26 currently. Oh, what angle.
That's a top shot.
Angle McDonough. One thing I do love about pickleball, Jay, is the teams that match clothing. It's something I'm very critical on, and our ladies are doing it justice at the moment. Pretty in pink, Lydia Brown to bring it in. Oh, that was a good setup there from Brown.
Popping that ball up to an ex-badminton player is never going to really work, is it?
No. And we have a stack here from Ellen and Lydia as well, so it's a scary thing on the right side player when they do have that offensive capability. Speaking of offensive capability, Ellen decides to not play offensive and lets the ball bounce in. There we go. Forcing the side out. Ellen McDonough represents a large portion of the Australian pickleball fandom that all have funny accents. There's quite a few of the South Africans here this weekend, Jay.
There is, indeed.
Oh,
Ooh.
down the middle, perfect. I've noticed that they're doing a half stack here at the moment, Brown and McDonough, with Lydia taking the left side here in the defensive. Perfect.
Oh, so good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and we typically do. So, I mean, Jay, you've obviously played a long time in the women's categories.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the speed ups are like. That's a wonderful serve.
Oh, great defence by McMillan. Fantastic.
Colleen somehow getting it out of the way.
Big smile on her face.
Yeah, Cole's always smiling. Oh, wonderful. There's an open shot again. Speaking of Cole, she was on the NPL reserve side last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely knows her way around a paddle.
Sonia Bailey was indeed as well.
Yep.
I think
yep.
she played a fair bit in the end.
Yeah, she did, yep. There we go. Wallops it down. Got quite a high vertical reach, Bailey. Actually, Cole does now, I think about it too.
Oh,
Shoulder check. Brown unable to get it out of the way.
cranky at herself there that she couldn't get out of the way in time.
3-8.
Should they be calling a timeout at the moment, Dylan? What do you think?
Well, for me, I mean, we start looking at trends. We're seeing a lot of cross-court speed-ups from these ladies. I think it would be beneficial for McMillan and Bailey to recognise how they've lost a lot of these rallies.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's what Sonia's known for, that tennis drive straight down the middle.
Yeah,
Bang.
that's what McMillan's known for as well. I call it the danger zone. In that volley there, she's just phenomenal, forehand or backhand.
And here's that timeout. And if anything, it's back on the side of the ladies in pink. And fair enough.
Well, it's warm out there today. It's very humid.
Yeah, it is quiet. I think, you know, we're at the, later stages of summer, would you say? Probably only a couple more months before the cool starts to set in here in Brisbane. But 30 degrees, it could be worse. Beenleigh is known for having a hotter court surface as well. I've played here for a long time. Saw Nay Pink running around earlier. She had a tennis racket in her hand. Absolute blasphemy, Nay. What are you doing? But yeah, it does get quite warm. But in the evening, you asked about the wind. We typically get a crosswind from left to right of screen, so it'll come across. I know the courts behind us do get quite a bit of wind as well. If you've never played at Beenleigh, these courts have been around for quite some time. The wonderful people, Kyle and AJ, built these courts to really assist the growth of pickleball. I was in Pickleball Queensland when it first started years ago, and yeah, they're wonderful people, and it's great to have tournaments back at Beenleigh.
Yeah, it's a great venue.
Yeah, I won't say that I suggested to Tony Sarden to have the tournament here, but it's a good thing that we are here.
You won't say, or it sounds like you did say?
No, it's just out in the air. And we have another point there, big service. We can see Bailey has clearly been serving with none other than Darrett Gooch. She has a big serve.
Yeah, I believe Sonia Bailey, she trains a lot with the boys. So hence the big hitting, hard hitting, and also the blocking. She's got great blocks as well at the net.
Yeah, well, when you play with those fast-paced players, you've got to know how to defend. Good old banger ball. But in the mixed category, the gendered ladies category, banger ball is usually the way to go. Foot fault, big toe in the kitchen. And handy point, considering momentum had definitely swung in the favour of Bailey and McMillan.
Just a reminder at home, we're playing to 11.
Sonia won't do that again. A plus from Ellen, and this moves to a game point. And that's a timeout on the defensive end. It's a funny old game, pickleball, how quickly the momentum shifts and changes. Jay, do you prefer playing mixed or women's?
Women's.
Yep.
I love my women's. Yep.
Very cool.
Definitely.
What's the difference you find?
I get to hit more balls. No, just joking.
No, be honest.
I don't know. I think I kind of like the camaraderie that the women have on court, whereas the men can be, a little bit more competitive. And, I like the camaraderie. It's important for me to have fun playing pickleball. So sometimes the men can be a little bit over the top.
Jay's being very political with that response. No, I agree entirely. I called the APL event in Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, and I was so pleased to see with the American pros, the ladies taking the left side.
Oh.
We had Tyson McGuffin taking the right
Yeah.
in mixed, and they were like, "No, let the ladies play. They can do the work." So for me personally, I know Coco Lococo, one of the top coaches in Australia,
Shout out to Coco.
Yeah, trouble. She'll be here somewhere, I imagine. She's been heavily promoting ladies taking the left in the mixed. So we'll see whether that's a trend that, really starts to kick off here in Australia.
Interesting.
As we have McDonough come in, second server, game point on the line.
Good to see a dink rally underway. Oh.
No, that's smart there from Brown. Game one is locked away. And I actually was thinking that from a timeout as Lydia just walks off without a paddle tap. Lydia, no, that's caught on camera, mate.
She knows it too.
Yeah. She was in the zone.
She just wanted that water and a cool towel, I think.
I will say, I would actually like to see more dinking on the side of Brown. So Lydia's quite a competent dinker. I did mention that Sonia is probably one of the things that she really needs to drill on. But Cole as well. Cole enjoys the speed up.
Sure.
So Ellen's obviously she's pretty good all-rounder in general, and I think the ladies in pink probably have a little bit more of an all-round game. But in a banger ball situation, I would back Sonia and Cole.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, as we mentioned earlier, it's the first time that Sonia and Cole have played together.
Yep.
So they're probably just finding their feet, and they're not stacking.
Yep.
So they're probably just finding their feet on what's the best strategy that they can take.
Yep. And speaking of strategies, viewers, I will be bringing up some info here for you all on the Grand Slam series that will be coming up throughout the year. So obviously Pickleball Tournaments Australia with Tony Sarton runs a bunch of tournaments around the country. Here is your list. Take a photo of it if you are interested in getting involved. We would love to have you. I believe I'll be commentating all of these events. Jay, hopefully we get you in the booth for a bunch of them as well. But speaking of for the coaching side of things, we will be doing coaching clinics as well. Sarah Burr and Coco Lacoca. I just realised there it says SAR. So I'll have to let Tony know that. But we'll have the Queen of the Reset teaching with Coco. All of the fun stuff. And for our ladies playing women's doubles, I bet there's a fair bit of tips those ladies could provide. Have you done any of their coaching clinics?
Sure, I've done a couple of Sarah and Coco's clinics, and I've thoroughly enjoyed every one of them.
Yep. Yeah, lots of learning.
I think we did one in Vietnam, did one in Melbourne. Yeah.
And there we go. Talk about slow pace play. Beautiful third shot drop to get us started.
Yep. There you go. That's Lydia Brown for you, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I really like the just the change of strategy here as we've got 2 quick points on the board. And if I was Beenleigh McMillan, we'll see. Was that Gordo that we just saw having a good chat to the ladies?
Yeah, it was.
Good old Gordo, captain of the Western Viper.
No,
Northern Crocs.
Sunny
Green and
Coast.
black,
Yep.
same colours. Yeah, you're right. The captain of the Northern Crocs side. And a phenomenal, or a sensational commentator as well, I should say.
Yeah, I've just done a stint with Gordon in India. It was so much fun.
Yeah, no, Gordo's great. Got a lot of time for the young man, Mr. Watson. Second server. Beautiful.
Yeah, McMillan and Bailey, I think they need to keep the ball down a little bit here.
Yep, quite a few pop-ups.
Yep.
Interesting. That was a great reset from Brown. The return there inviting Brown and McDonough in. And because we talked about, so Cole and Bailey will probably want to speed the ball up. I would like to see more of a loopy return to these ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're going to set up at the kitchen line quite well. And that loopy return will force McDonough or Brown to potentially pop the ball up, which would be a little bit more of an optimum shot for the ladies in black.
Now, I believe McDonough and Brown won the Australian pickleball titles last year in the 35 4.0 category. And they played against 2 ladies.
There's that dinking rally I'm talking about.
They played against 2 ladies that hit the ball quite hard. And I recall that Lydia went in with the new strategy, it's let's slow the ball down. And they came away with gold.
Yep. No, I often preach it, especially with our ladies' games, as that ball goes wide, and I would expect a timeout here from Bailey McMillan.
I was just thinking the same thing, Dylan. Oh.
No, we're just going to have a shimmy and we're good to go.
It's a shimmy reset there by Sonia Bailey. Oh, fantastic reflexes.
Ellen's let 2 of them go. She's kicking herself.
I think this is where the wind's kind of playing a little bit of havoc at the moment.
Oh, that's hilarious. I've always said that McDonough should be sponsored by Coke. He's always got a can of it on the sidelines.
Mark Taylor onto the stacking error there.
Best rule that was introduced into pickleball is that the players don't get penalised.
Mm-hmm. Something I found out in India they do.
With the rules?
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
Ooh.
That's gone wide, but that was the right idea from Bailey. Now, Jay, what would you like to see here from McMillan and Bailey?
I'd like to see a timeout to start with.
Yep.
Oh, that'll work.
Now, I mentioned earlier about loopy returns. We just saw one there, and it immediately gave McDonough and Brown the opportunity to attack on the net. Unfortunately, the shot following didn't suit.
Yeah.
Angle is perfect. Yeah, I'd really like to see a just patient transition here from McMillan and Bailey on the offensive end, because they're trying to blast away. And you've got to give credit to Brown and McDonough, because they know that the ladies are going to do that.
Yes.
So they're currently ladies in black are playing Brown and McDonough's game.
Yeah, I think McMillan and Bailey, they need to focus on their game. Okay, I think they're playing too much to Lydia and Ellen's game. I think they need to get their energy back up, their emotional energy as well. So that's where I'd be calling that timeout, possibly.
Perfect. So Lydia had a great Ernie set up there, but didn't opt to go for it with that dink down the left side. But her smashing prowess is at the highest level.
Sure is.
I've worn a few Brown tattoos in my day. That's better. Down to the feet from Bailey. (7-1). Remember, viewers, you can catch all the footage on the Pickleball Tournaments Australia Facebook and YouTube channel. If you do watch it on YouTube, it'll be under the live events tab.
Oh.
And it's good. The reset lob from Brown. And they're in cruise control right now.
Dylan, for the folks at home, are they allowed one timeout per?
I believe it's two. Speaking
Two.
of which, we have a timeout here on the side of
There you go.
Bailey and McDonough. I believe it's two. I did hear official Taylor speaking with Tournament Director Sarton earlier today about this exact topic. But yeah, I guess for Bailey and McMillan, it's a discussion piece. Cole doesn't seem herself. Usually she's very floaty on the court and plays with that high level aggression.
Yeah, I definitely saw some more aggression in the round robins by Cole, but she's a seasoned pickleballer now, so perhaps this is the timeout that they need, just to regroup, as you said, have a little conversation, rehydrate as well, because just remember, folks at home, it's really hot out here. Right, let's see if that timeout's done anything here.
Good reset. Okay, there's the change.
There you go. Nice rally by McMillan and Bailey there.
Yep, so Cole starting the cross-dink rally. Now on the offensive end is where we saw some troubles earlier, and that's a baseline drive, didn't work in their favour.
Cole just stepping on a back foot there.
Yep. Yeah, low percentage shot.
It's a great serve by McMillan. Again, just going on that back foot.
Yep. Yeah, the game, like the more that I commentate pickleball matches, the more I realise it's just about trends. People doing the same shots, and oppositions should learn how to exploit them. See Bailey's call to the baseline here, which gave McDonough a great setup. Talking about big serves, Ella McDonough has one of the hardest serves in pickleball. They move to a gold medal point here. Big lead for the ladies in pink.
Nice drop by Ellen. Oh, threaded the needle.
Perfect. Gold medal secured for the ladies in pink, with Brown and McDonough locking that one in. Bailey and McMillan will take the silver.
Well, fair play to Bailey and McMillan. They were seeded number 5 and they got through all the way. They had a great round robin. and a fantastic semi-final match. And yeah, congratulations to all 4 ladies.
Yeah, not wrong. As we will leave the stream going, ladies and gentlemen, here live from Beenleigh. We've got plenty more pickleball for our Aussie Masters events to go through the day. Dylan and Jay, we'll bounce into a quick commercial break and we'll get started once more live here on Show Court, not too far away. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Australian Masters 40 Plus. We're about to get underway with our next gold medal match here at Beenleigh. So we're just waiting for our ladies to get started. Closest to camera, we have. There we go. Just waiting for Jay to get ready. They're all good. Actually, Jay, you can do the intros. You can get us started here with the ladies.
Okay, so we have the 40 plus 3.5 to 3.9 gold medal match. Closest towards the camera, we have Rachel Early and Jen Smith, and they are matched up against Ina Hedda and Cara Montgomery.
There we go. Very professionally done. As this will be 3 games to 11, win by 2. Should we get to a third, the ladies will rotate at 6, utilising the Franklin X40s. So now we've got a tactical shoelace tie to get us going. Oh, what a drive. As that's a terrific shot. Alrighty, we are back. Nice dink approach to get us started.
Nice change of direction.
I have a feeling I may have seen these ladies in New Zealand last weekend.
Oh.
They look awfully familiar. If I'm wrong, ladies, when you're watching this later on, please tell me off.
That's lovely drive at the feet of Smith there. We've just got Jen Smith checking the ball. I think, Dylan, when it's a really hot day here on this surface, as you mentioned, it does get quite warm in itself, and I think the ball is a little bit soft.
Yeah, it can almost get wobbly. But hopefully as the afternoon progresses, we are up in the warmest part of the day right now, 12 o'clock here in Beenleigh. I imagine that pub right next to us will be chock-a-block. Everyone having a cool beverage and some yummy food.
Yeah, it's a great venue here, isn't it? With the pub and the, or shall we call it a bistro?
Yeah, we'll go with that. A location for cool beverages and warm food. I'll never forget, story time. I had a tournament here in Beenleigh. It was a QP, I think it was QPT finals, way back in the day. And I recall a certain Bob Mitchell, that's an old school name for you Masters players, you may or may not recall that name, had severe heat stroke. And I dragged him to the pub to get him cool water, obviously.
Obviously.
But he came to, we had water and I just sat him in the aircon and we had a big chat. And then he came to and he was like, how did I end up in here? Like, I'm in a bistro. I'm like, it's all right, Bob. You're safe, mate. But if I was to come to, waking up in a bistro isn't the worst place to.
No, and an air-conditioned bistro at that. We've got a bit of confusion here, Dylan. I think possibly over stacking.
Yeah, I'd say it's positional relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Our referee's all over it, and the ladies can continue. Nice firefight. I have to say, this is probably the busiest I've seen Beenleigh for a pickleball event. A lot of people here.
Well, the Masters scene is certainly very popular in Australia, isn't it?
It's crazy how busy it's getting. Yeah, especially with the professional leagues coming along and getting involved with Masters as well. One, 2-1. very still at the moment, and the wind's gone, and as a result, the humidity's kicked up a notch.
Second server, early to bring it in. That's a lovely deep serve, resulting in the return being long there. Oh, what a great deep return that was.
Notice the sock difference here on the bottom left. One up, one down. Socks have become a bit of a fashion statement in the Australian pickleball scene as of late. Certain Brad class may have something to do with that.
The old pickle socks.
Yep. And if I quote a old school beverage slogan, considering we are next to a pub, as a matter of fact, I'm wearing one now, so I've got the pickle socks on myself. Beautiful, very comfy they are. We did see Mr. Kluss here earlier, or Mr. January, I'm calling him. There's been some photos of him looking mighty ripped on the sidelines of the court, Jay.
Mr. 50-plus singles champion as of the other week, which we're really proud of him.
He's a gun. Will no doubt perform well this year.
That's a great serve.
Nice. You can see the ladies in black attempting the dink rally to get it started. But one slight negative that can be done when you do a dink play style is bringing the opposition in when they're in a transition phase. And we just saw it then. It gave an easy opportunity to remove the advantageous position that the two ladies had.
Oh, it's a lovely drive.
There's that transition zone.
Yeah.
Got caught in it. I'm trying not to laugh, viewers. So we've got medal presentations going on in the background, and I just hear a very loud sensational. I can only wonder who's been saying that.
Oh, Mr. Watson?
Mr. Gordon Watson, yeah. Great shot.
Boom.
Smack down the left. And again.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely backhand flick at the net there. Second server. Oh, and a body bag. That was some solid defence there by Heather and Montgomery. Just missing out. And it's a side out. And just a bit too high by Smith there. And the team of Montgomery and Heather were able to put that away. not to be that time. Early to serve. It's another great serve there. What we just found is the receiver was just running in a little bit too much when she was hitting that return, which caused the error.
Great rally.
Oh, fast hands by Heather and Montgomery.
Yeah, multiple plays there. The resets were great. But I really like the transition phases. They opted to slow down. Often when we get caught in that no man's land, it can just give you a bit more time. Return was called wide. The challenge is there. Confirmed in. Remember, viewers at home, if you're not too sure if the ball's in or out and you have an official present, you must challenge it. Ask your referee whether they believe it was in or out. And they'll make the appropriate call. Well left.
Ooh. Gee, that sun's strong when it comes out, Dylan.
Yep. It's a bit bitey at the moment. It's interesting here, Jay, that Heather and Montgomery are opting to not utilise the right-handed, left-handed combination in a stack. So right now, for our viewers at home, they both have their backhands in the middle of the court, and we've just seen an error occur off of the driving. So typically, and this isn't always the case, but typically your backhand is your lowest percentage shot. So when you do have a right-handed, left-handed combination, you will do what's called stacking. That's a wonderful pickup.
Oh, it was a great cross court.
Oh,
She wanted that one.
yeah. So if you are versing a non-stacking right-handed, left-hand combination like this, where their backhands are in the middle, it's typically safer to play down the middle of the court, which is a little bit counterintuitive. Whereas that pop-up was in the forehand side, the green light zone, as we call it. It's been dealt with appropriately. Cold wide. Eight 5-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, this is a gold medal match. So we are playing up to 3 games, win by 2. Each game is to 11 and win by 2 points.
Oh, just wide. Unfortunate. And we do see that happen quite a bit, Jay, though, where you get a smash opportunity and frame it, hit the top of the paddle and get sent to the stands.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that, Dylan. I think that's my favourite shot.
Yeah, when I played tournaments quite a bit, I would say that was the only shot I was consistent in.
Oh, that's a cracking serve.
Very good serve. Oh, lapse of communication there, and that was the right play. Forehand smash down the middle. Unfortunate, but we have a tied game as a result, 8-8. Good crowd for this too.
Amazing crowd. Dylan, what did you say, 300 plus players we've got today?
Yep. Yeah, talk about the master space and how it's continuing to grow. The numbers do not lie, and that's another terrific serve. The serve is really starting to be a point of difference here as we have a game point situation, 10-8. Oh,
Oof.
bodied. Now, I will say the return was really solid.
Mm-hmm.
The second shot return was really solid, but the fourth shot brought Heather and Montgomery in.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if it happens again here, because that's definitely a habit you don't want to get into. So nice deep return. And this one here can't be soft. So that allows Heather and Montgomery a chance to approach, and then the advantage is gone. And as a result, we have a game taken.
There you go.
On the fly analysis here with Dylan and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
But pickleball is always about learning and understanding how you play and how you can learn.
And it's tournaments like this, Dylan, that give local players the opportunity to have tournament experience.
Yep. Yeah, well, there's an age-old analogy. Like when I learned playing pickleball, however many years ago that was, I learnt under Jen Ramamurphy, who I believe is playing this tournament, the current president of Pickleball Australia. And she always said to keep the opposition back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the general rule of thumb, especially when you're on that third or fifth shot, or second or fourth, rather, if you're the defensive side. And unfortunately here for the ladies that have just lost that game, I think it was that fourth shot that really let them down. We never talk about the fourth.
No, we don't, do we? It's always the third or the fifth.
Yep. Yeah, but if you're on the defensive side, you've got to be able to hold the point or retain the serve. And that's the best way to get started. I can hear live music coming from the pub. It's obviously happy hour down there.
What's the old cliche saying about pickleball? It's easy to play but hard to master?
Yeah, well, we're seeing some masters out on the court. Is that an actual band playing?
Oh, I think Gordon Watson's responsible for that music.
And we got some excitable fans here jumping in the way of Jay.
No.
There we go. Jay's had to tell them off.
Which one's which? Which one's which?
As we have our big set of players once again ready to go. Our official has had a little bit of a wrist injury, it looks like, but she's out there reffing. Had a wonderful chat with a bunch of the players here this morning into the afternoon, as we've had just really good vibe here at Beenleigh at the moment.
Sure, any tournament that Pickleball Tournaments Australia put together is generally a good vibe.
Yeah. Middle of the riddle is the riddle, and that's a good return. However, we talked about the right-handed, left-handed combination of these two ladies closest to screen. And that is actually can be a problem when you do have a righty-lefty combination, is both players want the forehand. And that's exactly what has occurred there. They both swung and they both let it go. Unlucky. Almost a table tennis grip. Up to the back there, got the pointer finger.
Oh, yes. I thought Jen's serve was quite squash-like as well, so perhaps there could be a bit of squash or table tennis in there.
And what I'm referring to, we can see the service here, the pointer fingers on the back of the paddle. That's a great serve, by the way. Still there. Bang. Put away.
Lovely.
Now, I refer to that when I used to coach kids. We used to call that the Spider-Man grip because it looks like Spider-Man when he's shooting his webs. Yeah. Juniors watching will understand. There's probably a few Masters players that also know what I'm talking about. We've got a few young at heart seniors players in Australia. Wow.
Oh, that
What
was
a rally.
super rally.
Crowd appreciative as well. My goodness, hands are flying.
I think that's a live band in the background, Dylan.
That's what it sounds like.
Tony Sarton does know how to put on a tournament.
It's not Kirsty by any chance.
I did see Kirsty
I
around.
do know the young McCorkindale is a singer.
In a Heather to bring it in.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. That was lovely. It's one of those birthday presents that you get every now and
Yeah.
again in pickleball.
And I am really happy to see the backhand across dink rally between the two ladies. Typically, when you are doing a single-handed backhand, you don't want to be using a lot of wrist. Now, you mentioned that there's potential of squash background here. We typically do see a lot of squash players use plenty of their wrist. Let's see if it happens again. No, forehand this time. And that's dealt with appropriately. Great shot. Just long.
Sometimes when you're in a match like this and you're down, it is easy to forget the timeout strategy as well. I think it's quite possibly time that Early and Smith called a timeout and just sort of get that energy back again.
3-2. Interesting, when I called the APO event in Melbourne, as we've just seen the two ladies, Cara tends to toss the ball up when she serves. That would be deemed illegal under the American... No, it's legal here. But under the American PPA rules, you're not allowed to toss the ball up.
Yeah, I believe they've just had another rule change regarding service as well.
No, I can't keep up. Just, for me, it's just leave the game as it is. It's in a good place.
Fast
Good.
hands again. Oh,
That was so well done, though. So what I really like there from Early and Smith, though, I mentioned earlier about the right-handed, left-handed combination that they're up against. They were hitting in the middle of the court. So they got the pop-up. It's just the execution wasn't there. Keep going in the middle. Unfortunate.
that backhand slice of Cara Montgomery there, that's a lovely shot too. It's a really slicing sort of backhand volley. I've seen that a few times in this match so far.
Yeah, definitely a tennis shot, the slice backhand. Especially on a volley.
Oh.
Now drive is lethal.
Is there a slice on that drive there, Dylan? Seemed to...
The forehand, yeah, whipping it a little bit.
Yeah.
Kicking left to right. It could also be the wind, as the wind is also blowing left to right.
Good sportsmanship by Rachel Early there, giving Montgomery a clap, saying good shot.
And there's that shot that we're both really good at, Jay.
I love a good outball. Always hitting a good outball.
You'd be good at cricket. That's a great recovery.
Oof.
That's unfortunate because that there was a good example of showing restraint. So we did see Heather Montgomery and Heather, they approached really well, had an awesome reset and didn't opt to blast straight away. They got back into a set position before they tried speeding it up. It's good pickleball. There's a slice backhand.
Good recovery by Early.
Perfect. Was it called long?
I believe so. Yep.
Awfully close game here for our game two.
Well, if I know Rachel Early, she never says die. She'll give it 120%.
So we've got a tournament debrief going on behind us. We've got a certain Kath Griffin breaking all the OHS rules, jumping up on a chair. One of our legends from Pickleball Australia.
She's a character, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Beloved figure. I call her Math Griffin because she's a math teacher.
Ah.
Yeah. I could call her plenty of other things, but that one's a nice nickname for Kath. Just
Well, hopefully, our students can't see what we can see right now.
yeah.
Standing on a
She
chair.
looks like a teacher, right? Rallying the troops.
Had a chat with Kath. She played with Michelle Lynch a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have a good run, but just these things happen in pickleball.
Yep. Tournaments, it's a different experience. Wonderful shot.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You can hear that breeze blowing through. It's actually nice and cool. I welcome it. But it does feel like it's blowing towards camera at the moment, so drives would be a bit more optimum because of that.
Yes.
Playing into the wind, the ball will pop up a little bit more.
Again, what a beautiful serve by Cara Montgomery. Just perfect slice, perfect position. Very strong side.
Yeah, and it's legal. It's a good serve. Nice.
Nice put away by Rachel early there.
4-6-1.
All right, still anyone's game.
Yeah, this is a good old battle here for game 2. There's that transition zone, and how often we all get caught in it, trying to get to the net as quick as we can. And that is a very common misconception about pickleball, is trying to run in. Just take your time, especially if you're in an uncomfortable position.
Oh, lovely drive.
They've had a lot of success with that third shot drive thus far.
Oh, I think that's the first serving area we've seen by Heather and Montgomery.
Reminds me of Tom Evans a bit. You put a lot of effort into the service, and occasionally it'll be a mishap, but majority of the time will result in a easy return. That's a beautiful dink.
DK, how nice was that?
Yeah, crisp. That is the beauty of those cutting backhand dinks. Does open up an ATP opportunity, but then in instance, too much pace. Just wide. We can see that Cara is immediately going cross court with her backhand. She's had a couple now, and they are quite short. She's cutting them a lot, which tells me that she's very comfortable on that dinking.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense really, because she's obviously got her forehand in the middle of the court, and she knows that her partner has her forehand in the middle of the court. So if she does cause a pop up, it's going to be dealt with.
Absolutely.
Unlucky.
Yeah, nice.
The microphone probably didn't pick it up, but the communication there between Heather and Montgomery was great. Very clear. And you have to be in a right-hander, left-hander combination of who's taking the ball.
That's a rare drive miss there by Rachel Early. She's had most of those shots so far.
Let's see here if she cuts again. No, opts to go down the middle.
Oh, nice put away.
Yeah, I'd almost like to see Cara go cross again. It's a trend that's working for her, as the ladies are back within 1 point. This is good to see.
I'd love to have a third game here, Dylan.
Yeah, well, I do find that it's such a close one. As Heather and Montgomery have the ball again once more, waiting for our official to give the okay. There we go. Oh, two great deep returns. As we've seen, a little bit of spin applied. Very hard to baseline drive when you've got a deep, fast return like that.
Mm-hmm.
Great resets. Okay, here's the cross court. Down the middle.
Ooh.
That's unlucky. That is really unlucky.
There's that patience that we spoke about earlier, Dylan. You really need to have that.
Yeah, and that's a shot that the right-handed player needs to take.
Sure.
Down the middle.
And Rachel Early's put away is very good. Oh, that's lovely. So if you haven't seen Heather and Montgomery, the duo, before, they're from around that Brisbane area. They play at Bray Park and they play at Deception Bay. And Rachel Early and Jen Smith, I believe, are from the northern New South Wales area. So it's a great spot in Beenleigh where we can get a bit of northern New South Wales folks and a bit of Brisbane folks and, of course, some Sunshine Coast legends as well.
Yeah, plenty of this sunny coast space. And, geez, talk about good Masters players. My goodness. But I was speaking to Brian earlier from the Ballina region, Northern Rivers, and he was saying that this is a great location for the northern New South Wales folk because it's not that far. And obviously, as you mentioned, sunny coast is probably, I wonder if there's anyone here from Hervey Bay even, as far as north as that would have come down.
Well, I think I just saw Caleb from Yeppoon.
Yeah, well, speaking of Yeppoon, he's Gordo's over there. Has he moved back to Gold Coast? I can't keep up with him.
No, he's still Yeppoon.
Yeah, so obviously it's a great location for both our north and south. I know that there's a couple of Toowoomba pickleballers here as well, so inland players. It's just a good hub. And Pickleball Queensland recognised that years ago because it is kind of the halfway point for everything.
Yes.
Bang, great reset.
Great rally. Oh.
How often do we see that?
Yeah.
Player gets a terrific reset and then muddles it up.
Sometimes in your mind, for those at home that don't play tournaments, sometimes in your mind when you do hit a great shot like that, it's easy just to replay the shot and think, oh, thank God I got that shot back, things like that.
You know, isn't it interesting? I was speaking to Joey Wild and George Wall at APO, and they were up against, like, quite literally the best players in the world, like Tyson McGuff, Gabe Tardio, etc.
There's some name dropping. Keep going.
And they were saying the hardest thing was the second shot. So you might get that incredible reset, but you need to reset again and then reset again. Because here in Australia, viewers at home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You get a nice shot, you think there's no way they're getting that back. When you start playing in the opens and the high levels, they will get it back and it'll be just as fast back.
Agreed. I've just recently played some high-level 50-plus in Asia, and I can guarantee that ball's always coming back, especially in the mixed.
Yep. The Asian scene and our New Zealand space as well with the Masters categories. My goodness, there's a lot of good pickleball to be found in our part of the world.
Sure is.
Oh, terrific return again. Heather and Montgomery have been caught a couple of times with that deep return. 10-5. This is a gold medal point, by the way, Jay.
Woohoo! Oh, that goes wide.
It goes wide.
There it is, Dylan.
Yeah, well played to the ladies. We have paddle on the ground as the hugs all around, but well played and a good set of games. I think for Heather and Montgomery, they just stuck to their game plan.
Yeah, I think that was really high-level pickleball. Just to remind everyone, it was a 40-plus, 3.5 to 3.9 here at the Australian Masters in Beenleigh, Queensland, Australia.
And we will keep the stream going, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just mute the audio, and we'll return with our next set of games not too far away here at the Aussie Masters. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Australian Masters 40 plus. Dylan Kimlin and Jay. We've just had a little bit of a breather, ready to get underway here. We've currently got our open men's round robin events. Closest to camera, we have the combination of Johnson and Watson, and they'll be up against Bongers and Wild. I believe this will be 1 game to 15, rotating at 8.
Bongers and Wild, that's a pretty good catchphrase, isn't
Not
it?
wrong. Sounds like a name of a tavern or something.
It does, doesn't it?
Utilising the Franklin X40s. Good hands. Andrew Wild has been making a name for himself in the Brisbane pickleball scene.
Sure has. He's got the Pickle Hub, DK.
Yep. They've done a great job fostering a lot of new development and new players within the Brisbane pickleball space.
Sure, I can see his lovely wife, Sharon Wild, giving me a big wave right now, actually.
I've called those two in many tournaments. It's great to see them at another one. And their opposition of Watson and Johnson, as we have a good forehand roll there from Wild to set that play up. Gordo, the captain of the Northern Crocs Masters side for the MLPA. One of the top commentators in Australia. I'll keep my bias to a bare minimum. You've had the pleasure of calling some events with him overseas, Jay.
Yeah, we recently did the World Pickleball League in Mumbai, which was so much fun. Not as fun as the Australian Masters tournament at Beenleigh, however.
Such a good vibe. Who was that? Was that Kath?
I think so.
Someone's telling off the ladies over there in the medal presentations. Oh, reset almost there. I was speaking to young Kirsty McCorkindale. She's over there doing a live performance for all of our players. Said she's actually a bit shy. I was like, Kirsty, how can you be shy? You got a microphone in front of you and a guitar. You're singing for everyone.
Well, she's either on the pickleball court or she's on the stage with a microphone.
Yeah, loves the attention.
Gordon's just called that ball out then.
Do you disagree with the call, Jay?
I am standing right above the line there. Anyway, I find that back line the hardest line to call, Dylan.
Yeah, we do have a bit of a lucky view here. As we've got a score update from the fellas. Johnson to bring it in. Watson to bring it in. I believe he just said 1-0-1. Those rain clouds looking a bit ominous, Jay.
I think we should be right.
Hope so.
Dink rally underway. Boom. Wow, Michael Johnson, that was a lovely little speed up there. Right at the feet of Andrew Wild.
Almost sounds like the cricketer Mitchell Johnson with a lethal shot down low. Is Johnson from the Yeppoon scene as well, or just Gordo?
No, Mermaid Waters. So Gordon does spend a fair bit of time down the Gold Coast, so he's obviously familiar with Michael or knows someone who knows Michael, and he's chosen a very handy partner there.
And it looks like we have a rotation of sides where we might get the score update. So we'll just mute, ladies and gentlemen, while Jay can yell at the players. Welcome back. We've just had the gentleman yell out the score to us. Score is currently 6-0-1. Gordon Watson to bring it in. There's some heavy strapping on Gordo's feet.
Yeah, I believe he had an ankle injury in Vietnam maybe 6 months or so ago, so I'd say it's just precautionary. That's a lovely put away by Andrew Wild.
Is he dancing a bit too hard, Gordo? I reckon he'd be pretty handy on the dance floor now, I think about
I
it.
would say so. Oof, not to be.
Yeah, the backhand roll there just popping up a little bit. Gordo very solid at the transition typically. We know how much he drills. There's that backhand roll I'm referring to.
Very nice.
We had Coco Lococo in the Wellington Pickleball Cup last weekend explain to our viewers the difference between a flick and a roll. It was awesome because we did Coach's Corner where Coco effectively just gave answers from the crowd. People would ask questions and she would give coaching advice on it while we were live. What a shot.
Oh, did you just see that back flip?
Yeah, it was
Mini
almost
Ernie as
it
well.
was almost a Burt. Sorry, Andrew, I'm not going to claim it as a Burt, but it had the poaching effect of it. Terrific play. And that might be the confidence boost that these gentlemen need to get the ball rolling, Jay.
Well, they certainly have big smiles on their faces now. Sometimes it only just takes that 1 point. Ooh. Bit excited.
Yeah, maybe the balls were rolling a bit too fast. The oomph sending that one flying.
Nice third shot drop.
Ah, well dealt with, and what a reset.
Oh. Nice put away by Gordon there. That was great defence by Andrew to get that one back there.
You know, we saw Johnson had the shoulder check at that backhand shoulder, which if you are going to try and do a shoulder check into someone tall, it's a reasonable placement. But double-handed backhand dealt with it with authority.
Sure did. Yeah, that was a put away for sure, that one. And Johnson knows it too. He's not happy with himself there. They get another chance. Second server.
And Wild pulling the trigger a little bit early there.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that we are in the round robin of the Open Men's Doubles. So it will be 1 match to 11, win by 2. Oh,
That's a good
lovely.
approach there. Gordon actually played that right. So we could see on the side of Bongers, he was using a lot of wrist on that forehand dink, which would, it can open up inconsistencies with your dinking pattern.
Okay.
Typically when you're doing a dinking pattern, either backhand or forehand, you want to minimize as much wrist as you can. So Gordon was in the right train there. However, the pop-up was there and Bongers responded with that wonderful forehand shot down the middle. Drive goes long.
Andrew just loading up there.
Like for our viewers at home that watch, you know, the male pros with their forehand dinks, there is no wrist whatsoever. Unless it's a forehand roll, but even then, minimal. Bang.
Oh, that's a lovely. That's what the boys from the Pickle Hub need there.
Yep.
And I've seen these two play before, and they're solid. They're a solid team, so they just need to get themselves together.
Oh,
Oof. Not like that. Just need to get
Johnson.
themselves together.
she can hit the ball hard, and it's something I love to see. Gordo, with all of his experience, is opting to take the right side here. Means he has complete faith in Johnson.
Well, it looks when you've got such a forehand as Johnson's got, I'd be playing on the right side as well.
Yep.
Gordon's known for his resetting, his third shot drops, things like that.
I believe this is a game point situation.
And that goes long.
I am curious, Jay, as the fellas come in, if Johnson will get called up on his service, though.
Ooh, I didn't notice that, Dylan.
So we'll see if...
Now you pointed that out, I'd like to have a look at it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we'll
the
see
head
if-
referee, Mark Taylor, would be
it's
interested
just
in
a
that.
little bit high. But I don't think it's it's a grey area. I wouldn't say it's super egregious, but
Okay.
with service, by the way, viewers at home, it really depends on the referee and their interpretation of the rule. Yeah, we see quite a lot of power service here in Australia. They do get pinged quite a lot, and it really just depends on, like in round robins, there's no referee.
Sure.
So, yeah, either way, they've taken the victory, and the round robins will continue here at Beenleigh. We will mute the streams for now and continue the commentary as soon as our next set of gentlemen or ladies, depends on who else is playing. I know we've got the open men's at the moment, so I imagine we'll continue with that.
I think the ladies are all finished for the day, Dylan.
Oh, they got an early mark.
Yes, they do.
Straight to the
Off
pub.
to that bistro, shall
Yeah.
we say?
Oh, it was chockers earlier too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
What were you doing in there, Dylan?
I was having a chat to some of the players.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. There was,
Everyone's enjoying themselves, are
yeah,
they?
it's a good vibe at the moment.
Great.
It is a lot of fun here at the Aussie Masters. We will be back live with our next set of matches not too far away. And Dylan and Jay here in the commentary booth at the Aussie Masters. A lot of fun.
Heaps of fun.
Here in Beenleigh.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the Australian Masters in Beenleigh. We're currently watching Andrew,
Pandemonium.
Andrew Wild running through the court. We're currently watching the Open Men's Round Robin. And in the blue, we have the streaking Andrew Wild and Dan Bogners from Brisbane. And on the other side, in the green, both in white, but in the green shoes, we have Nick Crust from Palm Beach and Kim Hansen from Palm Beach. I'll just get a score update. 102.
3-3.
Oh, I wasn't even close. 3-3.
That's okay. This will be one going to 11. With the gentleman rotating at 6, utilising the Franklin X40s. Ooh. It's a paddle clip. A high five hit, I call it. When you both go for the ball and clash paddles.
Bit more communications required in between Wild and Bogners. We saw on the last match that they played, they just need to talk a little bit more, would be my suggestion here.
Yeah, I thought they probably played a little bit too aggressive as well into the combination of Watson and Johnson. But pickleball's a wonderful thing, especially in round robins, right?
Sure. Oh,
That's a good shot.
speaking of aggressive, that was a lovely put away there.
Yeah, I will say from a positive, when the ball is up, they deal with it.
Sure.
It's just getting those pop-up opportunities. Oh, just short.
Ooh.
And it's all well and good for us to give analysis or criticism, however you want to take it, here from the booth.
Let's say analysis, Dylan, please.
But for the...
Oh, oh, that was...
He's okay. That's actually scary. So one of the leading causes of eye injuries in pickleball is due to shots like that. Thankfully, Andrew had a pair of glasses on. I think it copped him in the chin. 4-1-2 currently.
Yeah, Andrew always wears his safety glasses, which is great. Oh, he might have
Yeah,
a
he might
cut
actually-
lip.
I believe that was called 4-1. But yeah, when it comes... Here we go. We've got Kelly out here making sure everyone's okay. But yeah, this is a good talking point. For our viewers at home, I always stress the importance of having eye safety. Unfortunately, we've seen players absolutely cop lightning bolts to the eye area, dislocated eyes and the sort. I wear safeties myself, Jane.
You do?
And I actually I had to get a replacement pair because right smack in the middle of the safety glass lens, I had a ball. Like there, you can see the print of the hole. That's
Who
how
was
hard it
responsible for that, Dylan?
Maybe a certain Indian representative from the Brisbane Pickleball Club. But,
Also a referee?
Yeah.
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 Hi, Sumi in India.
Yeah. But no, like it's not worth your eye.
No, it's not. My good mate, shout out to Kate Applegate. She, a couple of months ago now, she got a cracking eye injury in just some practice matches up in the sunny coast there, and it was quite a significant injury that she was carrying there.
It's just not worth it. Like I think at the end of the day, you know, like pickleball, we talked about matching the uniforms earlier and trying to look the part, but you know, we're seeing more and more pros rocking the safeties, and I cannot stress it enough, viewers at home. Like, go to like my one, because I go to Specsavers for my normal glasses. They do prescription safeties for sport.
They do.
And they're like $60 or something. Like it's not even that expensive. So go and get them looked at, guys, because it's just not worth it. And thankfully for Andrew, it looks like he copped it in the lip. So hopefully he can get it seen to. I'm assuming this would count as a medical timeout.
For the viewers at home, if you don't know medical timeouts, in Australia, they can generally, the maximum time is 15 minutes. So at 15 minutes from when the medic arrived. So if the time goes to 15 minutes and the player is not deemed fit to return to the court, I believe it's a forfeit. And that's game over and they're not allowed to come back into the tournament. Here we go. We're resuming play. Wild to serve.
That there was caused by a beautiful third shot drop. Bonga's had a lovely topspin applied to it.
Nice. That was a lovely rally by both teams there.
Yeah, the speed up was solid, especially when you're aiming at someone who's a little bit of the taller stature. Aiming high at the chest area can jam them up a little bit, as they typically have longer arms. Oh, Andrew. That's what I mean. He plays aggressive, hyper-aggressive play style, and sometimes just taking the pace off a little bit isn't the worst idea. However, they're enjoying a comfortable lead at the moment, so it's clearly working for them.
The gentlemen are just swapping ends.
6-point mark.
I believe it took Sharon Wild in the crowd there to let everyone know that it was a change of ends.
Oh, pick up, goes wide.
That's unfortunate.
Geez, there's a lady in the crowd over there that's in the walls. She's got her legs bandaged up left, right and centre.
Oh,
Just on the right side of the screen.
that looks like a motorbike or something like that. I believe that lady is from Noosa.
Oh, another sunny coaster. Too many of you guys.
The Sunny Coasters love to travel for their pickleball, Dylan.
Not wrong.
I think because there's not a large group of us up there, so to go to tournaments and to play different players is fantastic.
Yeah, I commentated a bunch of you guys in Wellington last weekend.
Oh.
So I could go all the way to New Zealand and still see sunny coasters.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful third shot drop.
Oh, look, Dan's even surprised at himself there.
Perfect. He's waving to the crowd. He likes it.
You can put that on your highlight reel, Dan.
Yeah, chuck it on the fridge.
Nice deep serve. Oh, net roll there.
Yeah, one thing I'll give Andrew is he has wonderful foot movement. Constantly using lateral movements to reposition. We often say that a lot of problems in pickleball are caused by your footwork. It's got nothing to do with how you place your hands. It's where you are on the court when you strike the ball. Like we mentioned Cole McMillan in the Opens earlier, she was caught backtracking a bit. It's a classic example of that. But Andrew Wild, he is very active on the court.
Yeah, he's a very fit 40 plus, shall we say. Now, I haven't seen the duo of Crust and Hansen before. Oh, look at that. How
Great
nice
shot.
was that? So perhaps this might be one of their first tournaments, which is great to see. And this is perfect space for new players. If you are thinking about having a tournament and you are 40 plus, this Masters, Australian Masters, is an excellent opportunity.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a wonderful shot.
Yep.
Any of the Pickleball Tournaments Australia events, whether it be an Aussie Masters or a Grand Slam, they're a lot of fun and a lot of learning to be had. We have coaching clinics on, and just the general experience is very positive. I know Tony Sarton is trying to bring back old school pickleball, so believe it or not, for our newer players, the tournament space used to be very friendly, very open. You would come in, have dinner with everyone at the tournament. Be live music and whatnot, like we're hearing right now with Kirsty McCorkindale singing in the background. And it's something that Tony is really putting a conscious effort into. Just bringing the fun back into pickleball tournaments. Great pick up.
Oh, what a rally. Oh.
And then, that's the one thing we've seen from Wild a couple of times here on that transition.
It's gone a bit wild.
Well, he has, but it's quite common, right? When you are moving in fast, you tend to overhit the ball. And just taking an extra second to reset, slow yourself down.
Get your feet set. Yep. Ooh. As that sun comes out again, Dylan. It's hot out there today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's a doozy. I believe this is game point right now, Jay. Wonderful.
Oh, down the middle solves the riddle for Andrew Wild.
Simple pickleball, and I must have the score wrong. Yeah, cross-court rally, forcing the pop up in the middle, forehand down the middle is perfect there for Wild.
Second server.
10-3.
Nice drop. Side out. It's an opportunity for this pair to get some points.
Oh, framed it.
Ooh.
We've seen a couple of third shot lobs throughout this match thus far.
Dylan, we were talking earlier about when you were down in Melbourne recently, you saw the American pro players throw in quite a few lobs.
Yeah, just not on the third shot. A third shot lob is typically a dangerous strategy, especially in men's. Gentlemen typically put it away.
Like that?
It's a good example. Wild got up. Oh, the forehand roll, he had the chance. But yeah, a lot of lobs. I think, you know, we look at trends within the Australian pickleball space and how it reflects our pros in other scenes. You know, last year we saw the emergence of the power serve and a lot more stacking. The right side player became a lot more prominent. This year, I believe the Australian service will get even more important, as we did see from APO. Just a lot of our pros, you know, players like Tom Evans, Zach Grabovic immediately come to mind with powerful serves. We saw Ellen McDonough earlier today. She's a great example of that. Sonia Bailey as well.
Sonia Bailey, yep.
And I think adding that big service to your arsenal is not a bad idea. It's something that I think players should really start spending some more time on. But additionally, the lob, you know, like we see, you and I were talking about Roman Esreja earlier, and what a master of the lob he is. Wonderful shot there from Wild.
Do you know Roman just hits that line every time?
He's perfected it.
Yep.
And as a result, I do think we are going to see more of the lob. Typically here in Australia, we see a lot more lobbing in our Masters division as the victory is secured by Wild and Wongers. But in open play, we don't see the lob as much. It's just an interesting little thing I've realised.
Sarah Burr's been popping in a few lobs lately when we were in India watching her.
She was a teammate with Roman.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I do. I think I refer to her as the queen of the reset for a reason.
Yes.
And adding a lob in the arsenal is not a bad idea. As the gentlemen have hopped off, we are continuing our round robins here. It's been a fun tournament thus far. Music's been going and the breeze has been blowing. It's slightly cooling down. I think gloomy clouds are helping with it.
I think so. Looks like the rain will keep away, Dylan. Fingers crossed.
This will be a great day for a sausage sizzle.
Do you know what? I was just thinking, can I smell a sausage sizzle somewhere?
Yeah. I actually think we might be able to. Maybe that's what I can. We're going to mute and go and look for some sausage here in Beenleigh, and we will continue the streams here at the Aussie Masters straight after this.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Australian Masters Pickleball here at Beenleigh, Queensland, Australia. We are currently watching the round robin of the we are currently watching the Open Men's round robin. We are playing to 11 and this game has just started. In blue, again, we have Andrew Wild and Dan Bogners. And on the other side, we have Chen Tay in blue and we have Jack Munro.
Yeah, Andrew's hogging the broadcast at the moment.
Is Pickle Hub a sponsor?
Yeah.
Maybe Tony should get on to that one. Got a bit of breeze coming through now.
Yeah, it's not helping my appetite. All I can smell is sausage sizzle. Oh, just close. Recovery. He's a good egg, Shen. I've been talking to him about potentially covering one of the events in Ballina this year.
Yeah, he's a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah, the young man's been reffing cricket
Yes.
this week as he's come across to also ref pickleball as well.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's a lovely drop and a little fist pump by Che there. He knew it was a good shot indeed. And it's 4-0-2. Tay to serve. Nice put away by Bogners there, I think.
Yeah, Munro was just caught in a little bit of an awkward spot in the no man's land down to the feet. That's an easy one. Thank you.
I do love Andrew Wild.
Yeah.
He's such a great character for pickleball.
We have a
Always
switch.
always doing something for the pickleball scene in Brisbane.
Yeah, we put in the request for them to call the scores a little bit louder. And Wild is doing his part.
Yeah. So if you, as you were saying earlier, if you are going to lob in men's doubles, it needs to be perfect.
Yep.
Che a bit annoyed with himself there.
Well, typically with the lob anyway, we do see a lot of cross-court over the backhand side.
Yep.
If you're going to cause a lob to force the rotation or the pivot. I actually think we're going to see more lobbing within the mixed space as the year goes on. There'll be a lot of ladies lobbing each other.
And Dylan, for those folks at home that may have missed it earlier, you mentioned mixing it up. Traditionally, we see the ladies playing the right side of the court. You were mentioning earlier that some of the ladies are opting to play the left.
Left, yeah, and that's because I just think it mixes things up. So we'll let this rally play out and I'll explain to our viewers exactly what we're referring to.
Oh, nice.
Wild
Right
gets
at the
caught.
feet there.
So viewers at home, what we're referring to, so if we look at Wild and Bongers just right here in front of us, Andrew Wild's currently playing the left side of the court, which means he has his right hand in the middle of the court. This allows him to have his forehand in the middle, which is statistically, for most people, a higher percentage shot. So I'll just update the score as we go along, 5-2. So right now, Tay and Munro are opting to just play a traditional game where they have both gentlemen will rotate offensively. That's a wonderful stroke there from Tay. Wild brings it in and Wild puts it away. But for the left-handed, right-handed combination, when we see mixed play, typically the ladies play on the right, which is normally a more defensive role. However, last year with Colin Johns dominating in America, sort of formed it with the right side being a little bit more of an offensive counter-attacking role. As we bring up the 6-point mark, the gentleman will rotate. So for viewers at home, this gives us a good opportunity here to look at why the left side player is so important. So Munro right now has that left side position as his right hand is in the middle. And if the combination of Bongers and Wild give a return that's in the middle of the court, it gives the opportunity to strike. Here we go, good opportunity. And even though the drive was in the middle, it's still a drive opportunity. So it just comes down to execution. However, from a coach's perspective, Munro got the stroke that he was looking for. So same again, right-hand side. Third shot drop opted. Beautiful transition. Pop up, put away. So Pickleball's all. I've mentioned a couple of times that it's all about trends. When you start to see things that work, you go to the well, keep continuing it.
Yeah.
And that was a wonderful right-sided finish there for Andrew Wild, who's now on the left side. Ooh, service. There's probably a lot of viewers at home that don't know the difference between their right-handed and left hand. I do apologise if I've confused you all.
And then you got those crazy players that swap hands, Dylan.
Oh, what a shot.
Oh.
I got to give credit to Bongers here. He's had 2 terrific third shot drops right in the corner, which allows the transition to be seamless for the gentleman furthest from camera.
Mm-hmm.
Six.
6-6-1, I believe.
Yeah, I had 5-6, but
Well, there's a bit of a debate.
these guys will know their score. We're not allowed to. So we've just been asked whether we can speak on the matter. It's a good learning lesson as we've got some of our audience also piping up. Viewers at home, if you're on the sidelines, you're not allowed to intervene. As Jay and I are watching, we cannot intervene whatsoever. The players need to sort it out, and I would be saying if the gentlemen aren't too sure, get a referee. That is within the rules of the game.
Now, these gentlemen all look under 50 to me. Their memories should be spot on, but it seems that...
Jay, we have players that play in Premier that don't know how to score properly yet, so don't age is irrelevant.
I remember Sarah Burr once told me that if you don't remember the score, you're not in the game. Your head is not in the game. And I think that's some solid advice there. Means you're not present.
Yeah, ball don't lie. It's gone long. Yeah, but you've also got to remember, not everyone thinks that way. Some people, they're worried about the game. Like, they're worried about how they're playing. Or some people don't think at all. They just go out and whack ball. So it's an interesting concept regarding the whole scoring analogy. Some of the best players I know that all play high level don't remember the score.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Bit of matrix manoeuvre by Andrew Wild there, but not to be. The ball, Tay's ball goes in. This is a close match.
There's that third shot lob. Yeah, it's a strategy, especially with the wind blowing as well.
I was just thinking that.
So the wind is blowing towards the camera right now, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are going to lob, it's actually going to sit up. That's a nice fish shot drop into speed up.
What a get. Oh.
Any attempt unsuccessful.
Fist pump by Tay there.
And they just dug it out.
He knows it was a good shot.
So we talked about left side player once more. So the pop-up was there for Tay to drive. He opted for a soft drop attempt, and it ended up working for him. They take a 1-point lead. Oh, it hit him. It's interesting, Jay, in that on those deep third shot drop returns, it comes down to which coaching course you've taken on whether you should drive it or third shot drop it. I know here in Australia there's a little bit of debate regarding it.
I'm a bit of a fifth shot drop kind of girl, really.
Well, I typically, if I'm receiving a deep return on the baseline, I like to drop it, but I typically play a drop play style anyway. But there'd be many players watching right now that'd be like, no, I would drive that. At the end of the day, you do what's comfortable. Great poach, and again, Bonga's caught in an eye-line formation
Oh,
and works for them.
good coverage by Wild.
That smell is killing me right now, Jay. That steak I can smell.
Yeah, I think it's steak.
Oh, no. 9-8-1. Oh, dear.
This is close.
I had 8-8. Either Dylan's been very wrong with his scoring, or there's been a few points added this game.
In all fairness, Dylan, it is quite difficult to hear up here. We've got a great view, but unfortunately it's a little bit difficult to hear the score being called.
Yeah, we can blame Miss McCorkindale. Singing away. Oh, is that a carry? Play on. Oh, it was there. Carry's such a hard call to make too. For viewers at home, what I'm referring to is when the ball sits on your paddle and you roll it up. It was very close to a carry or a double hit from Bongers there, but it's usually one of those shots where it has to be so deliberately obvious.
Yeah.
Is that a couple of third shot drives going to the net thus far? He might be listening.
He just looked up, Munro looked up and gave us a big cheeky smile then. Oh,
That was a chaotic rally.
it was quality though.
There was a lot of scoring opportunities, and we now have I believe it's a game point opportunity. We'll listen to the score. We have a timeout, an offensive timeout. I like this.
Can you explain to the viewers at home what an offensive timeout
Well,
is, Dylan?
let's say a timeout in general, right? So they get a couple of minutes to have a breather. Both teams have 2 timeouts per match. But what a typical timeout that we see our players call is when they're on the defensive end, so when they want to halt the opposition's momentum. An offensive timeout is when you're serving. So we can see Tay and Munro have opted to have an offensive timeout on game point, and it just gives them a chance to re-establish their strategies and just have a bit of a breather so they know very clearly what they want to go in and strike. I will say, Jay, I'm not the biggest fan of an offensive timeout.
Okay.
There's been, like, obviously I call so many games here in Australia. I've seen far too many times where an offensive timeout actually gives the defending team an opportunity to reset, and it kills momentum. I saw examples in APO with the Premier, the pro players. They'd call an offensive timeout and it would immediately fail.
Yeah, right.
So I would say, time will tell. We'll see if I'm wrong here. But either way, it's a match point opportunity. We'll see if their strategy works out.
There you go.
And that was wasn't game point anyway. But that there, despite Wild and Bongers, Tay and Munro winning it, their smash attempt was there for the fellas. And that there's just poor execution on 2 shots. So the win will go to Tay and Munro.
Yeah. Do you think that Wild and Bongers have had back-to-back, too many quick games back-to-back?
It's possible.
Yeah.
It is a good call. They've played non-stop here on our show court at Beenleigh.
Because that wasn't their finest game. I know that Tay is a very experienced player, however,
Yeah.
but I don't think that was their finest game.
Yeah, they've had a couple mishaps. But, I predict we'll see these fellas in finals, no doubt about it. So they'll bounce back. They're going to have a bit of a breather, and we're going to have a breather too, ladies and gentlemen. We'll turn the audio off. We'll be back live with the next set of games here for the round robins of the Open Men's. Not too far away. Welcome back, everyone, to the Australian Masters 40 Plus. This is Dylan Kimberlin and Jeanette Ward, currently calling our Open Men's Round Robin. Live here from Beenleigh Tennis, we have the combination of Watson and Johnson taking on Tay and Munro. This will be 1 game to 11, rotating at 6, utilising the Franklin X40s. And first points on the board for Watson and Johnson. There we go, everyone, welcome back. As we've had a ATP attempt successful from Munro. It's a fiery game to get us going. Gordon puts it away. See Gordon playing on the left side. He was opting to stack on the right last game. Very interesting, unless they're just doing a half stack defensively. I believe it's 1-1. We'll get confirmation. Rare error there from Watson. Tay likes what he sees. Very interesting driving style there from Munro. He almost did a Toyota kick with his leg. So we'll see if he does it again. He kicked his off leg off. We'll see if he does it again. Oof. Pummeled. Nice shot. One four. Great rally. Good soft hands there from Johnson and Watson. Terrific hands once more. Munro does have a nice backhand roll. So a couple opportunities here to really wallop the ball, but the defensive prowess of Watson and Johnson has been elite. And there's a third shot hop, as I refer to it. Gordon Watson after the failed drop attempt. We see it all the time. People do a little hop after the drop doesn't work out. Well played. Third shot drive into a fifth shot drop into a seventh shot put away. That is simple pickleball there from Johnson. Ties the game up, 4-4. Oh, that is filthy. Flick of the wrist down the left side. Well played. We're seeing a bit of a trend here from Watson and Johnson. A lot of dinking towards Munro's backhand. He anticipated, but caught awkwardly. Nice finish there from Gordon Watson. Talking to safety glasses, must be a commentator thing. Gordo's rocking them as well. Called wide. Switch here on the side of Johnson and Watson. Transition's good. And as we have the 6-point mark, the gentleman will rotate. Keep in mind both teams do have timeouts to use as well. Here's the experience of Gordon Watson. He opts to take his time on the rotation. A lot of players don't know it, but they do have a minute or two free on the rotation of sides. Don't know the exact technical time, whether it's a wording of it, or whether it's a referee timeout or not. Have to get head referee Mark Taylor to tell us the official wording of it. Ooh, just kicked wide. Oh, the drop. That's a sorry, not sorry. Wonderful. Nice shot down the right. The reset from Watson was solid. Pop up, put away, however. Oh, well played. Flick of the wrist down the left. I actually would have liked for Johnson to speed that up. Now, arguably, it's not a nice person move, but Munro was caught stepping back out of the kitchen in the middle of that passage of play. Quick flick of the wrist would have caught Munro off guard. Instead, he opted to lob. Watson think goes wide, and we have a tied game once more, 6-6. 6-7, my apologies. Middle is the riddle, great shot. Service error, side out. And we have a timeout here on the side of the gentleman. We're going to bounce into a quick commercial break while they have a breather. We're back live here at Beenleigh straight after this.
Big it up, big it up. Hear in my voice. Yeah. Here we go, go.
Welcome back, everyone. The game will continue. The music's pumping, and that's a net roll. Good vibes here at Beenleigh, as always. Good kitchen as well. The smell is destroying me here in the commentary booth. Viewers at home, the old appetite is on overdrive as Gordon Watson brings it in. Nice service. Gordon Watson, one of the most passionate players in the Australian pickleball scene, always training, always promoting others. A lovely bloke to boot. Great hands. Watson caught. Jammed up a little bit. Well played there by Johnson with the speed ups. Well left. Wonder if we can get a temperature check here from Jay. She's sitting in the booth as it's a nice warm evening, or afternoon rather, here in Beenleigh. Beenleigh, if you are not from Queensland, is halfway between Brisbane and Gold Coast. It's a well-placed location for pickleball fans around southeast Queensland. Simple roll from Gordon Watson. Line 7-1. There we go. Jay has said it feels like 32 degrees. I'm going to round up. And that there is all over Red Rover. Match has been secured from Johnson and Watson as the round robins will continue. We're going to quickly mute the stream for you all at home. But we will continue live here at Beenleigh, the Aussie Masters 40 plus next game, not too far away.